Hello, sailors. Welcome to our library procedures and orientation video. Welcome back to our 2020-2021 school year. I know this is a little bit different for our orientation, but actually this will make things a little bit easier on me so I don't have to say the same things over and over again. I might just do this every year. So let's move on to our next slide. So this is your media team. I am Mrs. Lugo, your media specialist for any of you that are new out there. And this right here is Miss Gaither. She is my helper and my right-hand woman. She does a lot of our media stuff, a lot of the library stuff, while I try to do the library stuff, but I'm doing a lot of the computer stuff as well. So we are the people that you go to for anything and everything library. This year, our theme for the library is See Yourself in Books. So we wanted to, we normally just go along with our school theme, but we wanted to change things up a little bit and really make it special for you guys as students. And we want you to know how special you are as students to us. And if you notice here, see all these arrows? They're pointing to this right here. This is a mirror. We want you to see yourself. That's why our title up here is See Yourself in Books. We want you to be able to find books that you can see yourself in. I have worked very hard over the last 2 years. How many years have I been here? 2 years. It's my 3rd year here. So I've worked very hard over the last 2 years to find books and order books that have a variety of different characters and different stories about different kinds of families and children, that everybody might be able to find something that you can relate to. And that's why we have this theme going this year, because I want you guys to be able to find things that you can connect to in books, because I think that's very important for you to be able to help you to become motivated to read. So that is the reason behind our theme for this year. So we only put a few books out for this picture, but we're going to have a lot more on the table eventually, and also teach you how to find these books. And I would also like to have a poster up here, maybe here somewhere, that has a list of call numbers of where we can find those for when you guys get back in the library to check out books. So yeah, I lost my train of thought, but it is very important to me for you guys to be able to find books that you can relate to. While I was thinking this up at the end of last year, I started thinking of things that I wanted to do for this year. I was running ideas by Miss Gaither, and we were looking through some of our new books that we got, and this book here, Just Ask, was one of our new books. And as I was reading it, I was so excited, because this was the book. This is the book that goes with everything I want our library to be. And at the bottom, you can't see it probably because I'm there, but it says, be different, be brave, be you. And this is what I want you guys to keep in mind, that every person in this school can find something in our library to represent them. There are books in our library about you. You just have to ask us. And let me tell you, if you cannot find something, let me know and I will find it for you. I will order it and we will get it in our library, because my goal is for you to be able to connect with these books and to give you some motivation to want to read. And if that means that you need to find something that is about you, I will do it, because it is very important for you to be able to see yourself in the books to help you keep your motivation. So how are you unique? What makes you you? How are others unique? What makes them them? Sometimes you have to just ask. You don't know. Don't make presumptions. Don't think you know somebody just by how they look or by spending 5 minutes with them. Sometimes you don't know somebody until you've really taken the time to spend time with them or to ask questions about them. Don't think because you see something on the outside that you know someone. Sometimes you have to get to know someone through asking questions or even reading about things that you learn about them. For example, we have a little boy here in a wheelchair. You may think you know all about that little boy just because he's in a wheelchair, but maybe you want to do some research, reading a book about a little boy in a wheelchair to get some ideas about that, and then you can use that as a conversation starter, a way to talk to a little boy who might be in a wheelchair. So books can be a really good way to help you to talk to other kids about their differences. You can read books to learn about others' differences. Don't be afraid to learn about each other. And it doesn't have to be, it can be anything. It could be somebody's talent. Somebody could be really good at gymnastics and you want to learn more about that to be able to talk to them about it or to share that interest. Or even, I mean, it could be anything. It could be how somebody looks. It can be somebody's talent, or maybe somebody has an illness that you want to learn more about. There's a lot of things that make us different from one another. So we need to learn to appreciate one another more and how to accept one another more. And that's what my goal is to share with you through books. And I thought this book just did a very nice job of doing that. All right, so big changes this year. We are going digital. We have a lot of students who are e-learning. We have students that are brick and mortar, but we have to keep our distance this year. So we're going to do everything digitally this year. We have a new library catalog. Some of you may have used CyberCat this year. CyberCat does not exist anymore. It is now the virtual library and library media catalog. So I'm going to show you a little bit about it this time, but we will have a whole separate video for that. I'll explain more about that in just a minute, but we are going digital. So for our brick and mortar students, our on-campus students, when you are checking out books, instead of coming into the library, you will be going to that virtual catalog that you just saw, and you will put your books on hold, and we will check, Ms. Gaither and I will check them out for you, and then we will deliver them to your classroom. So we will get with your teacher. You will have a set day for library checkout, so you will have to have them checked out by noon that day, and then throughout the day we will deliver them to your classrooms on that day. We will I'll go over all of that information in a different video, and I'll even have a flyer kind of cheat sheet typed up for you to go back to and look at so that you remember, because I know it's going to be a lot to remember since it's different. This is just a video to kind of get you familiar with the changes. Okay, so I know it's a lot to remember. Don't panic if you forget. This is just to kind of inform you of what's different. So you're going to use this virtual library, select the book you want, and I'm going to show you how to do that, not in this video, later, in a different video, or in person in your classroom. And you're going to place it on hold, and I will show you how to tell me what book you have on hold, and then we will deliver it to you. And these carts, I just put a picture of the carts in here so you can see we have all the carts ready for it. E-learners, we have not forgotten you. We have not left you out. We will be doing curbside pickup and drop off for our e-learners, so you will not miss out on checking out books this year. If you have a Clear account, You will be able to place books on hold from home as well, and you will notify us, and we will check out books, and then you will get to come and pick them up from the school, or your parents will come pick them up from the school. So you'll just return your books, and then we will have your books in a bag that you've checked out, and your parents will just pick up the bag and take it with you, and then on your checkout day you'll have just the same as brick and mortar. You'll have a day, or actually you don't have a day, sorry, we decided that just whenever you're ready you'll just let us know. We'll have it, I'll explain how you're going to let us know and all that in a separate video. Again, right now this video is just to kind of give you an idea of what the changes are, and then I'll have a separate video for how to use the catalog and how to check out the books and all those procedures, because it's a lot of change. So we want to take it one step at a time. This video is just to give you an idea of what those changes are. I'll have another video for how we'll go about those changes. So e-learners, you're not left out. We are going to include you in on this. So you will get an opportunity to check out books as well. Returning books. So before you return your books though, when you go to read your books, boys and girls, please wash your hands before you read your books. Wipe them down before you return them. You don't stick them in the water, obviously. We don't want them soaked, but just maybe take a wet wipe, not a wet wipe, but like a sanitizing wipe, and wipe them down before you return them. If you don't have one, it's okay. Miss Gaither and I have our own procedures for what we will do with the books when they get returned to us. But again, do not stick them in water. Do not put them in the bathtub. Do not wash them with your dishes or put them in the dishwasher. If you cannot wipe them down, that's okay. The most important thing is to wash your hands before you read your books. I mean, that's something you should be doing anyway. We've talked about that every year, to keep your hands clean when you go to read a book. So that's nothing new that you are hearing. Brick and mortar students, you're going to drop your books off before school in the book bin in front of the library. So we're going to, that book bin that's up under our desk. When you come in, it's not going to be up under the desk. It's going to be out front of the school. Miss Gaither's on duty out in front of the library, not front of the school, sorry, in front of the library. We're going to have it sitting out. You're going to put your books in there in the morning. If you are a bus rider, because our car riders and walkers come right past the library, because you have to go to your class before breakfast. So you guys pass right by there anyway. Bus riders, you can either bring your books when you come down to breakfast if you go to breakfast, or you can return your books. You can just ask your teacher when you get to school if you can go return your books real quick if it's your library day. You only need to bring them back the morning of your library day. Each grade level will have a day. So you don't have to worry about it if it's not your day, unless you're just done with that book and you don't want it anymore. But just worry about returning it on your day, and that way you have to, because you have to have it in before school starts, or else you can't check out any books, because we have to get those scanned in order to be able to check out new books for you. So make sure that you have your books returned the day that they are due. And we'll let you know what day that is. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they have to quarantine for 72 hours. So your library books will probably be due before, I don't know, that may change. You'll have to be patient with me. We might have to make a few changes with that. But we will see. Just make sure you bring them. When you bring them before school, put them in that book bin. That's all you need to focus on. And I will let you know when, as soon as I figure that out. E-learners, you're going to drop yours off in front of the school. We will have a cart set up for you to drop them off on, and I will give you more information about that in your video for the virtual library and how to check out books. All right, what can you do while you're waiting for new books? So if you have turned in books or you've read books, all your books, and you don't have any more books to read, and you are looking for something else to read, you can go to the virtual library. And the cool thing about this virtual library is it has so much more than Cybercat, and you don't just go on there to look for books in the library. You can go to Axis 360 on there. You can go to Myon from there. You can, this Wellness, Body, Mind, and Spirit ebooks has a bunch of books on there. If you're feeling down or just looking for a book that might help make you feel good or feel better, you can go on there, and there's some good ebooks on there. Storyline Online has some, usually it's celebrities on there doing read-alouds. You can go on there. Storytime Online has people reading books out loud. Teaching books. This is a new online feature that we have this year. I will probably do a whole training on this with teachers and students. This is a really cool feature that we have this year, kind of similar to Axis 360, but kind of not. It's different, but it has some cool things on there. But you can access books on there to read as well, and there's activities and things. So this is really cool if you want to just play around with it. You can also go to the public library, and these are buttons for the public library. So Hall Pass is where you can use your lunch number to check out library books, and I believe you can do ebooks. Well, I know you can do ebooks through the public library. So those are some options for you when you're waiting to check out more books. So I don't want to hear the excuse that you didn't have any books, because you have all of these resources. All right, how do you get, I wonder if there's a way to move myself. Guess not. All right, anyway. How do you get into the virtual library? So I will be creating a video to teach our e-learners and on-campus students. So the teachers, you can either schedule for me to come in and do a face-to-face lesson for our brick and mortar students, or you can show the video to your students. It might be easier to have me come in and do a face-to-face lesson. That way I could walk through it with them and go through the lesson with them. E-learners, I'm happy to go on and do a Zoom with your class and work through it with them as well if you think that might be easier. That way I can kind of show them as we go, but I will create a video too. That way if you want to just show it as a center or at your convenience, that's fine too, because I know that we're all on a time constraint. So you guys have a lot going on, so I want to do whatever's easiest for you. So I will do a video recording of accessing the virtual catalog and how to place books on hold and how the kids are going to check them out and let us know that they're ready to check out and all that stuff. So I will, I'm going to work on that in the next few days and get it to you. And then I will put a sign-up sheet out on Office 365 to let you guys sign up if you want to schedule for me to either come in or do a Zoom with your classes. And then once all the students have had their lesson on how to use the library, I'll make a mark. If you've done the video, you can just let me know. We've watched the video, the kids are good, they're comfortable, they're ready to start checking out. I'll just check you off, and then once all the classes have, or once your class has watched the video or I've done the lesson, then your class will be ready to start checking out. All right, so what other things will be available this year? We will be doing book clubs. They will be Zoom book clubs. I may try to do a brick and mortar book club. I don't know how that's going to work. We might be able to try to do something during lunch again. I'll have to talk to teachers and Mrs. Kelly and Miss Salzer to see if that's possible. Our library is set up for social distancing, so that might be possible, but I would like to try to set up an e-learning book club as well. I'm going to try to figure out a way to do tech club, but I haven't even had a chance to try to think about that because I've been pretty busy with computers. So once I have a chance to think about that, I will get back with you guys on tech club. SLAM will be coming soon. I'll do another kind of SLAM kickoff orientation video as soon as we get our books in for SLAM. That'll come in probably October. We'll start thinking about SLAM. SLAM will be different this year. I can tell you guys that. It is not going to be the actual SLAM showcase for the district is going to be virtual. So that I know that's not the same as it has been. So I don't know how they're going to do it with meeting authors and getting books signed and all that, but that does open up the opportunities for more participants from each school. So that's kind of cool. So I will, as soon as I find out more information, I'm kind of trying to hold off on doing our kickoff to see if I can get some more information. So we'll see about that. If I don't get any more information by mid-October, by the time we do my fall media meeting, then I might just go ahead with the SLAM kickoff anyway, just to get things going. I'll be doing library lessons still. I can either for brick and mortar, I can come into your classrooms and do lessons. I can put together some video lessons and send them to you, or I can collaborate with you and teach lessons with you. E-learners, I can Zoom with you, so I'm open to suggestions. You guys just let me know, and I will put some things out there, some ideas out there, and get with teachers on that. Media Advisory Club, I would like to work with some students on Media Advisory Club. We kind of started with this a little bit last year, and things sort of started to fall apart once Corona happened. So I'll try to pick this back up again. I did start trying to put together some ideas and activities that my club suggested last year, but we're not able to follow through with a lot of that yet. So I'll give more information about that once we can actually do it. And we will possibly be having Makerspace. I'm waiting for word from administration on whether or not that can happen. We have some ideas of how to keep it safe in the library. So hopefully we can have some Makerspace things going on in here. If not, we'll just keep it closed and wait for things to get better and safer for Makerspace. So that's just a maybe for right now. And I believe that is our last slide. So that is it for our orientation for this year. I know things are a little crazy and different this year, but I'm at least glad we finally got orientation going. So that means we're heading in the right direction and starting to move forward with library. So that's a plus. I'm going to go start working on the virtual library video so we can start working on getting checkout going. And I am super excited to see kids on campus and hope to see you all in the library soon. You can always contact me if you guys have any questions. I am going to get my contact information out to you and to your parents. So if anybody needs to get in touch with me about anything, let me know. I hope you guys have a good year. I'll see you soon, sailors.